Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to another Tuesday episode of Tell Us About Yourself with myself. I'm Dustin Garman, and AKA my co-host over here. Don't forget to throw chairs at him, please. Throw as many as you want.
You can throw chairs at me, but I will tell you that they will have no effect on me right
Alrighty, and our special guest today is none other than Dizzy Lepinta. You know her as Dizzy Derailed. Um, Before we start, I want to go over just a few little announcements. Of course, always remember Bob Dunn's recovery. I also want to shout out to we had a exciting women's grand battle, I guess you call it, the other night, and I want to congratulate the Oracle on that win. There's it was quite fun. I watched a little bit of it. I didn't get to finish much, but it looked exciting, and it's awesome to have all these ladies and Harvey Luster in there. It kept it entertaining.
now. Almost
But
2 hours of
oh Lord, Phew. I watched a little bit of it. But anyway, how's it going, Dizzy?
It's going good. How are you guys doing today?
oh,
Pretty good. I appreciate you wanting to be on and everything. I've been wanting to have you on for quite some time, and this being your first time and all, I was kind of wanting to go through just a little bit of your backstory and how'd you come along in Super Show? Like, what brought you into it?
Honestly, I was at my locals and I'm sitting there at the commander table playing Magic, and then I would hear Power Slam and do this, and okay, play this lead follow up, and I'm sitting there like, wait a second, I know those. I know those moves. What is going on? And I had to get in. So that's it's simple as that. I just went in, I watched how it got played, bought my first competitor, which was Papa Wheelie, and then I just went in from there. So
Yeah, that was always I think judging from everybody that's went to a con, I think it's their first thing they always say is it's the enthusiasm and just hearing the crowd and everybody just get into it. And I think it's a good drawer, and it just shows that Super Show is so fun. Um, One thing I was gonna get into today is, of course, your competitor, Dizzy Derailed. What kind of I know derailed and stuff like that, but how did the train concept come into?
loudmouth Leo lyrics when he was doing the whole train conductor thing.
Yeah.
Basically, it was I was challenged him, or I think we were in a dojo or something back when Leo the Law was running it, and so I got against him, and I played. He played Marty Scroll. He forgot twice the sub finish that stopped his strike finish. So I got him. He had been undefeated for a time, but I derailed him. After that, what was it? Leo Law and Southern Bell were doing their Monday night talk, and they called me Dizzy Derailed because I derailed his undefeated, and it's stuck ever since.
Nice. Yeah, I remember playing you several times, and I remember that that sick Marty Scroll deck that you had built. And sadly, I came on like I was gonna make a joke about it, but I would always hit like two or three finishes, botch. My turn rows would start derailing, and you'd wind up with a win. And I'm like, what is happening? I just got cold, and I don't know if it's a curse. I still have not figured that out yet. I don't know if
Who
you have a
knows?
derailed potion or curse or what it is, but
Well, if you ask the big guy, there's a ghost train that I supposedly have from a previous victim. Now, I can't confirm nor deny, but you know.
and anyway, I always wondered where that I hadn't heard that story, but I always wondered where that train concept come from. And of course, now you've got the number 6 Dizzy Derailed, which is a sick card.
Mm-hmm.
We come from the number 3 Apocalypse. Number 3. I'm sorry. Gotta wake up. 4 Apocalypse, 5 Rejected, and then Dizzy Derailed. A sick combo.
Absolutely, absolutely. If at first, I think when it came out, a lot of people were just using it defensively, or just to stop the follow-ups. But now you realize that, hey, I can play this aggressively and mess somebody's planning up. It's fun for me, anyway.
Yeah, the unpredictability is what I like about it. It just, like you said, a lot of times you use it offensively now, and then there's gimmicks that bring back from your discard pile and stuff like that. Of course, you want to wreck it, so it's pretty sick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's kind of nice to use when, like I said, you get that opponent and they're planning, and they got the perfect plan, and then you're like, nope, time to change it up.
Nope.
I have a question from the chat. Cat Echo. Where's the red jacket at?
The red jacket's in my room. But I actually do have a red jacket. It's I just added part of my character because I always wear it when it gets colder and stuff, and it's actually a jacket from a friend of mine that passed on. So I thought it was a nice little thing to have in there.
Now I know a while ago you were talking about you were at that con and you were hearing these moves and stuff like that. Was you a wrestling fan before this, I'm guessing?
Absolutely. It's one of the things I did with my dad. Anytime there was wrestling, WWC, WWE, we'd sit down and we'd watch. I was a massive Sting fan, Billy Kidman, the Raven. I loved it so much. And just, yeah, it was just one of those bonding moments with my dad. And just, yeah. I still will always remember Sting rappelling down from a helicopter into a ring, and just, oh my gosh.
Which I liked him myself, and there's I've heard his name mentioned before, but to me he's underrated. But what made you like Raven?
Honestly, probably the grunge goth kind of vibe his character had. He kind of had a lone wolf kind of vibe to him, and also kind of, you weren't ever sure what his plans were at times in the storyline, and I like that. I like, I'm not one of those who root for the heroes. I like those that maybe they're anti-hero, maybe they're, they got their own thing and they stand strong alone or with a pack or flock in Raven's case. So yeah.
Yeah, I like the unpredictability, and I think it's what kind of turns me away to the new stuff, because it's like it's kind of like watching a soap opera. Sometimes you just automatically just know, hey, somebody's gonna run out, and then they do, and you're like, oh, what's fun in this,
Mm-hmm. It's lost a lot I miss the old stuff. Like I said, I keep referencing Sting because he did some of the most out there stuff. Undertaker was another one. I mean, just out there stuff. And now it feels like they play safe a lot and they stick to those drama. But it's like they were already done. Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, they've been done 50 times. I mean, they're just literally changing. It seems like they're just changing people around.
Mm-hmm.
There's a question that I know everyone that actually knows.
Oh, GM Blair. She's actually behind me. If you can see her, she's right on that chair taking a nap. Mm-hmm. She's watching me.
The question that a lot of people have is GM Blair her
actor? Blair is her name, yes. GM, it's just me admitting that, yeah, she's the GM of my life. She, I don't own her. She owns me and tells me what to do.
As all true cat lovers.
Hmm Trust me, she'll let you know that, yes, she's the one in charge. You do it her way or else.
So going into a little more of your history with games, besides Magic, what other games did you play before you?
Um, I dabbled a little bit in D&D, more into video games. Um, I love the Bioshock series. I love survival horror. So that I'm talking Fatal Frame, I'm talking Silent Hill. Those are really my favorite games. Um, Fallout. I played a lot of Fallout. Fell in love with Borderlands. So a little bit. I did my first early games were like Final Fantasy VII and such. So there's a little bit of that, but more. I've gone more into world exploring, Far Cry and stuff, and yeah, of course, survival horror.
And how has Super Show impacted
Oh man, it's honestly impacted me a lot more than probably anybody expects. I I've always been growing up as with my hobbies and interests and stuff. I've always felt like the outcast, the loner and stuff. I had trouble finding people with like interests. And even when I started playing Magic and D&D, I still struggled to fit in and find people that accepted. Here in Super Show, I found that I could talk easily with people, which is a huge struggle with me. I'm not very good at social. So even now, this is like nervous thing, but I feel good about doing it. And just finding that, yeah, I do make mistakes, but nobody's like trying to crucifix me. Nobody, trying to burn me. They'll explain and be patient, and they don't mind if I ramble on about stuff that I like. So it's just, and seeing everybody willing to pitch in and help. Like when I was a brand new player, I had people giving me cards, decks. The play it forward was huge, and that's why I'm into it so much as myself. So yeah, it made a huge impact.
And you said your first competitor was Papa Willie. What are some others that kind of you got into?
The first some of the first ones besides Papa Wheelie was Anthony Gangone the Rogue. I did get Marty Scroll. Trying to think of who else. I know those are like the earliest ones that I got. Alton Black. Though I never really was able to build him right because it was way when I first started. Now I probably should build them because there's more cards with those keywords in it. So yeah, I guess I liked the bad boy looking competitors or ones that mess with your opponents a bit. I really like that.
What you like?
Mhm.
So Dizzy, where do you play out?
I am in Big Rapids, Michigan. There used to be a shop here, but sadly the owner sold it, so there isn't really anything. So that's why I'm online now.
And how do you feel about the difference in person play?
Um, Besides, really the remembering the rules for some of the online stuff, like making sure you shuffle on screen because I have a habit of holding my cards close when I shuffle, things like that, so I don't think of they gotta see. I don't really notice much of a difference, if that makes sense. Um, so yeah, I guess I'm just one of those weird ones that don't really notice it.
Does it matter where you're playing as long as you're playing with fun people?
Exactly.
And who would be people that you look towards or look favorably towards?
Oh gosh. There's quite a few people.
Let's narrow it down to just, let's say, the top, or three in no particular order, so you don't get put on the spot.
Oh, well, thank you. That helps greatly. Um, well, I'm gonna give a shout out to somebody who pulled me into my faction, which is of course Patrick Mulligan. Um, he's pretty cool. It really relaxed. He kind of helps. Like when I went to my first Big Rapids event, or sorry, not Big Rapids, but Super Show event, which was the Bound for Glory a couple of years back. You know, he had a way with just talking and making everything feel relaxed, and it was a good time. So definitely him. I love listening to like when he creates things and storylines and how kind of hints at things. Like he is Pat the Thinker always. Um, let's see. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna go with another one. He's always really encouraging, which is the big guy, even though he's a heel right now. I know he helped encourage me a lot when we went against each other in the CCC, and I could not promo to save my life, and still can't. But he really helped me out with that and encouraged me to do the videos. And okay, like I said, there's so many people. And I'll give it up to the boss as well. He always, even though every time I play him, I keep thinking, okay, he's the boss, he's the creator of the game. This is this big guy. He always just makes it, hey, I'm just a regular guy. Let's have fun.
And the cool thing about them guys too is they're they're really, I like, to me, I do well with laid back, sort of people, and because I try to be myself, and that's one thing I like about them is they're well spoken, but very laid back and interesting to learn from.
They really are, yeah. And again, like I said, with everyone in the community, they'll help you out if there's something you're lost or confused on. Oh, hey Blair. So GM had to check on me. But yeah. So but that's there's the list is huge, so everybody knows. I'm really, honestly, I can't think of anyone that hasn't made an impact with me playing or anything, honestly. Even some of the newer players and stuff, they all played a part in why I play Super Show and how I play.
What moment in your Super Show career you feel the most proud about
Um, well, definitely that the one that got me my name, Dizzy Derailed, playing against Loudmouth. That was like one of the first onlines. I was really nervous about doing it, but then I decided, you know what? Why not give it a try, see what happens? And it came out amazing. I mean, it wouldn't have mattered if I lost to them. No, in fact, it doesn't really matter when I lose to anybody. It's the experience. It's just amazing. You have a great time. You get into the energy, and it's just amazing. So I'd say definitely that. Um, Winning the West Coast belt, I honestly did not see that coming at all. And even defending it against Neko and managed it, because I told my husband that day, I said, prepare to mail this belt out to Colorado. You know, it's gonna go there, but I'm gonna have a good time doing it. So yeah, those are some good moments. And always in person would be, of course, the first Super Show event where I got to meet like Patrick Mulligan, where I got to first meet GM Calais, Sean Moog, and some of the others as well. And then Bound for Glory. Those are like my high memories.
And where does this women's event that just happened rank in those memories?
Oh yes. Oh my gosh. That was gonna be another high point. Very, very high. I got to play against some incredible ladies that I look up to. I I'm surprised I managed to fire, even though I was like the second to last to be pulled in. The fact that I was able to get to be one of the last three standing, you know, it didn't matter if when I got out, I was like, this was fun, this was great, and I was part of it. And I was asked to be part of it, which is an honor in itself. So, yeah.
I really love seeing, events like that, of course. And I remember, back when I first started, I think competitor wise, we maybe had, I mean, it was slim. It was maybe three or four competitors, like women competitors, and there was women playing. Don't get me wrong, but it was a totally different dynamic back then than it was here because now we're more into the playing online scene and stuff like that, of course. But it's awesome to see these women events that and promos and stuff like that coming out, and it's just it really it's a really good balance, and which that grand battle, I wish I could have watched it all the way, but it was fun just the little time that I had.
I should definitely watch it on Rewind on the Twitch because oh my gosh. I even did it. It was like I watched it again because I watched it. I was played in this. I didn't hear the commentary. So listen to you guys, hopefully take notes on how to actually play the game, you know.
This little notepad.
Yeah. I heard people say, wow, that went really smoothly. Yeah, that's how it's done, guys. That's how it's done.
Okay, so we're at the halfway point of our show, and this is where I like to ask the questions from the past that used to get asked all the time. So, in no particular order, we're gonna start with Dizzy, pineapple or sheep?
Sheep, Farley, all the way.
Horse or shark?
Oh, that one's a little tough. I have to go with Shaggy Shark. Sharks all the way.
Candy man or candy man?
Candy Man, hands down.
Can we actually ask the Candy Ma'am or Emo Ma'am?
All right. Candy man or emo man?
Can't decide. Both are winners. Both are queens.
See, that's why you can't ask that question. That's going to be the answer
Yeah.
for everyone. Nightmare King or the Dark?
They're both amazing. I'm not sure how you expect me to pick.
I mean, just which one was the more entertaining character?
I don't know much about Dark Prince. So I guess I'll say Nightmare King until I know more about Dark Prince.
And then a couple of questions that used to get asked from the audience over here. We have International Cool asking Huskus the cow or Willow the wolf.
Willow the Wolf.
And Evil Ed the cheesehead asking cheese or pickle. That was the
Cheese.
other one. 8-bit or chibi? There's no question there.
Sorry, I gotta take a moment to think about this. I'll say Chibi.
Yeah, see. So 8-bit games are a lot of fun. Starscream asks Resident Evil or Silent Hill?
Silent Hill, hands down. Resident Evil, it's good. There's zombies, there's tension, but Silent Hill gets into your head.
The Ohio Gaming Alliance asks Union or Management?
Management.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Just because you mentioned a few more WCW people than WWE earlier, WCW 90s or WWE 90s?
That's a tough one. Wow. 90s. What did I watch more? I watched them both equally, so I guess I'd have to say equal back
All
then.
right.
always a good answer there. Let's see. We have a question from the Penguin. Do you like playing aggressively or using max?
Oh man. I kind of do a balance of both. I know I'm aggressive with some decks, and other decks I'm very, defensive and max stops. But sometimes there's just a balance. So yeah, I guess it depends on the time of day.
Good answer. And once again, if you have any questions in the Zoom room and you would like to ask them, please use the raise hand feature. And we have a question from the PAX Unplugged champion, Dark.
What's up there, Dizzy? And I
Hey.
heard that you don't know nothing about the Dark Prince, but it's all good. You're gonna know regardless. I have two simple questions to ask you. One of them, who would be your favorite dream match opponent in LFF?
Are we talking about just in the Super Show, or are we talking
Yes, in
action?
the Super
Okay.
Show.
Oh man. Wow. Dream matchup. There's quite a few of them, honestly. I'd love to see a match against. It probably sounds silly, but I thought it would be fun to see Clace versus the Boss.
Fair enough. I would love to see that too.
Mhm.
My other question to you, if you were in any company and you went after the tag team titles, who would be your tag team partner and which company will you go to?
Don't know about companies. Oh gosh, tag partner. Honestly, probably the first person who comes up and says, "Hey, I want you to be my tag partner," because I've volunteered to be people's tag partner, but nobody's asked me to be theirs yet. So, and I would love to have that happen.
Okay,
Mikey, there's
fair
your
enough.
chance.
Fair enough. All right, carry on, guys.
Thank you.
Now some off the wall questions. Dizzy, if you could design anything for the show, what would you?
Any match? I would love to have my purge, the purge, be official.
I hadn't got to play that. It sounds interesting though.
I gotta do a little more tweaking. Gotta do a little more tweaking, but it'll be good, I hope.
In the middle of playing, there is a siren.
Yep, one of the major things that I love about that I came up with is as the crowd meter rises, your hand size drops desperately low. Like it drops every 2 cards, and it doesn't even start high. So at the end, you have literally just 3 cards, and you gotta try to duke it out and survive. And it's also a no DQ, so you're using everything to survive. So
that's interesting. I like that concept. I'd try that out sometime. One thing I was also I was kind of wanting to talk about a little bit is I know earlier we asked you about your top 3 impactful people in the LFF. Me, I consider you up there as well because you do you do the Secret Santa every year. The call it the Krampus.
Secret Krampus.
Yeah. and stuff like that in the community, and that that's a big part It's really fun and stuff like that. And you do a lot for the community yourself. Can you tell us a little bit, what brought that concept up?
Again, it's like when I joined, everybody was willing to help me out, build my deck, teach me, get me better, encourage me on. And I just want to do that. Like, I feel really strong about this community and this, all these great people that we have in them. And I want to see it expand and get more people in. People even like myself who felt outcasted and everything else. This is a place to be, and we'll build you up and have a great time doing it. And I just get that energy and that feel. So I want that to be passed on. So I try to do what I can and try to create new things for new players. I got a couple ideas I'm going to be doing this summer, I hope, and just try to make sure everyone has a great time. So.
All right, Chibi. Do we currently have any questions Twitch wise or anything?
No, it seems like Twitch wise, a bird and a cat are yelling at each other. Quite a bit.
Sylvester and Tweety.
I wouldn't call them that. They'd probably get after.
Sorry.
I know you said some projects this summer and stuff like that. What kind of, what cons and stuff like that are you looking forward to this year? Gaming wise.
Sadly, this year I will not be able to attend any cons. I'm hoping in November to go to a local Comic-Con. I know sometimes some of Michigan players for Super Show might be there, so maybe I'll run into them. Next year, I'm hoping to go to at least 1 or 2 Super Show events, especially Grand Gathering. And yeah, so that's what I'm hoping. I'm crossing fingers and everything, and just gotta get things straightened out first.
Excuse me. But yeah. Sorry, Jimmy. Did you say something?
Sorry, I was talking to the daughter.
Oh, you're
good. She wants to be a commentator. Come on, bring her in.
No. She wants to go outside before it gets too dark. I got a few more minutes with this. And once again, we're at that time where if you can get the last few questions in, if you have any questions you would like to ask, do. Dizzy, you said that you have not actually been ever chosen to be a tag team partner.
Mm-hmm.
If you could choose your own partner, who do you think would be a good matchup with Dizzy? And what would you want as a gift for your tag?
Oh gosh. Honestly, I am not quite sure, to be honest, on that one, gimmick wise and stuff. I know there are some people that I have hopes to be a partner to at some point. An example is Neko, Oracle, and I'd love to be partners with the Dangerous Alliance. Either or, either of those two, I would absolutely love it. Michigan guy represent. So.
And do you have? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Penguin, very good one. What are your top goals for this?
Oh my top goals. I said that I wanted to do more in tornadoes and trios. So that's definitely and that just, play more, get more comfortable, because I've dabbled a little bit. We all saw the flunk that I did with the trios belt, but this year I want to get better and just, be up there. and one of them, it sounds kind of silly, but I said to be more relevant, which to me just means that I'm just more there, more, because for the last few years I pulled back because of life and work and stuff, and I just want to um, be able to provide good matches, and hopefully be like up there on somebody's top 10 list someday. Not necessarily that top 10 list that is on Super Show with people lowering John P for some reason. That's just totally wrong.
An antagonist asks, "Are you still trying to get your archiving back?"
Oh, the matches on my list, if that's what they're talking about. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Can you talk about that list?
I basically, it's not like anything huge. It's just a personal, like, there are so many great competitors. I've watched all you guys play matches. I watched Dojo. I'll watch, Sunday night fights and stuff. And there's just a list of people that I would love to play. And it, changes. So I'll put names on there and say, okay, I'm going to challenge myself to challenge this person to try to play them, instead of, because before I would honestly be way too scared and intimidated to challenge half you guys. I mean, it took me a while just to challenge you, Chippy, because yeah.
Well, I do put off that, "Oh no, he's strong" aura, but I am very just a pushover. Obviously. But
A big
going back
teddy
into that,
bear.
what have been, because we actually haven't asked this question. We've asked something like it. What have been your favorite matches that you've
Oh man. Oh gosh. The one against the Oracle over the Midwest coast, that was, I absolutely love that. Just that back and forth, and it was not easy, but it was fun, and that's what, is really good. Um Man, playing against Leo the Law that first time, that was really good as well. Voice will stick in my head. And yeah. And of course the against Loudmouth, just that first time in the ring, first time, yeah, will always be there.
What about when you won the title?
Oh man. That one will be rated. I sometimes I'm still like processing that I won the title, if that makes sense, even though I don't have it anymore, but I did have it. It's like somehow I won and I still haven't figured that out.
A
So
lot
yeah.
of times when you win a title, it definitely doesn't feel like you deserve it. But Dizzy, you are definitely one of the people in the community that deserves any title that you, and just
Thank
taking a
you.
moment right now to say it out loud, because I know everyone that is watching right now feels the same way about it.
Thank you. And I know everybody that I go against, those who hold the belts, those who, uh, they all deserve it as well. They are great players. So
Okay, so Neko
sorry.
Neko is trying to get this through. She wants to know, or I'm gonna make it a question, even though it's not what she wants to know. If you had to choose between antagonist and Neko, which one would you choose?
Neko. Nothing against the antagonist, but gotta back up the faction mate, and of course, she's Neko. Jan Blair would tear me a new one if I didn't support her.
I think GM Blair would tear you in a new one just because you didn't go with a cat. Just
True.
saying.
Well, I mean, you could go with the bird and then feed the bird to the cat.
Eh.
She's picky. She actually does not like bird. So
So I have one final question that I want. If
Uh-oh.
you could somehow make it to this year's Grand Gathering and call out anyone that is supposed to be present, who would you and why?
GM Calais. I've had one match with him. I lost back in my first at the Bound for Glory. That was the first and only time I played him. I'd love to do it again to show that I've improved since then and maybe beat him.
All right, Dustin, if you have one last question to ask, go ahead.
All right. So far, out of your cons and stuff, I know you said you're not going to get to go to one till next year, but what is probably your favorite con so far that you've been a part of?
Sadly, I haven't been to many. Like I said, the Bound for Glory was actually like one of my first. Otherwise, the only cons I've been to are Comic Cons because I'm a nerd. But I absolutely would love to go to Grand Gathering. It's so much. I was planning on going just before COVID hit and took that one out. You know, kind of sad, heartbroken that I can't go to this one, but next year, I definitely am going to do my best to be there.
Yeah, I think I said it on a few episodes back. I said, Grand Gathering, I put it over Gen Con, honestly. If I couldn't, if there was a chance I got to go to Grand Gathering this year and not Gen Con, I would be satisfied. I have way more fun at Gen Con at Grand Gathering. It's just a total cool time just to hang out with everybody, just relax. And I know there's tournaments and competitiveness, but other than that, it's one hell of a weekend. I'd give you that.
Yeah, I would. I mean, there's so many people that I have yet to meet face to face. I mean, I've met them online, playing online, but there's so many I would absolutely love to meet in person, including yourself and Chibi. Just I would love that so much. So hopefully I can meet you guys in person.
I mean, everyone always says they want to meet GB in person, but I'm digital. You really can't beat me any other way.
Don't forget, folks, when you meet him in person, you can actually hit him with these chair shots. Just say.
Please don't hit me in person with chair shots. The equipment is very expensive. I don't need things broken. Thank you very much.
Does that mean we can throw stuff at Schmidt too?
Always.
I love how he
Yeah.
hesitates.
I do not
I'm
speak
not.
for Schmidt and him getting hit with stuff in person.
I didn't hear a no in that. So
Antagonist, go ahead. Throw something right now.
I'm just gonna agree with whatever's been said.
He doesn't have enough points. He can't throw in.
Boo this man.
Ah! Didn't hurt.
All right.
Ow.
He's finally, while he's recovering.
Ow. Okay, but Neko asks, what belt would you want to go for going
let's see, what is our honestly the underworld belt or the league belt? That one I don't keep them straight, I'm sorry, but that one always sounded cool to have. Try for.
And one last big question from the Penguin. My partner, the Empress, has some anxiety with online play for that struggles to adjust. For people that struggle to adjust to online play, what advice would you give?
Okay. I've been there. Um, and sometimes I'm still there, especially depending on like who I'm playing against. Like I said, I see you guys all as like huge, important athletes kind of thing. Put you guys on high pedestals. So I understand exactly where that feels, and I will get nervous and against matches. But once you gotta just get yourself to be there, turn it on, and don't be afraid to chat. People turn out to be very more relaxing than they are. If you make mistakes, it's all right. Don't beat yourself up. Just keep going, and you'll end up finding yourself just like almost like you're at home playing with a friend across the table. It's just it gets to that point. And so you just gotta, even though it seems intimidating, it seems like you're crawling a huge mountain, you just gotta get there, and then it just goes downhill and very relaxing. So yeah.
And one last question. What is your favorite format? Singles, tags, or trios? Tornado entry. Sorry.
um so far I'm really enjoying Tornado. So I'll say Tornado. Singles will always be, of course, the core, and trios, I'll get there. I'll get there with trios.
And with that, thank you, Dizzy, for coming on to the show. It was very fun having you here. And of course, at the end of the show, we like to turn the tables on ourselves. Dizzy, you can ask Dustin and myself one question. And this is usually where people have the hardest.
All right, one question each, or one question for you both
One
of you
question
combined.
each. It doesn't have to be.
Okay. Well, I'll start with you, Chibi. Why Chibi?
Big. Because I was cheating. No, in all honesty, it was just the name that I had brought from previous game communities that I had played in, because I had chibi style characters in the other ones. I had a character called Chibi Black Templar back in the Warhammer 40K game that I was playing, who was a chibi sized space marine. And you can still see a lot of the iconography on this current chibi character. So it was based on that, but I didn't want to put anything like that as a character, because who in all in anyone's good mind understands what a Black Templar would be in Super Chibi? So I just dropped the BT, just went chibi, because let's face it, no one knew what that was besides maybe a select few anyway, and it's just stuck.
Nice, nice. And oh man, see, now the tough part is tough because I like talking with Dustin normally and everything, so it's like what to ask him. Let's see. Would you play, or would you be a tag partner with me?
Yeah, definitely. I would much rather be a tag partner than get beat by you. It's a curse. I don't know what it is. I just
Yeah.
mid game, it just my dice rolls derail. It's like you just activate this little button or something. Yeah, I'd be open to doing that. I love tag. It's been a long time for me, but yeah, I would definitely.
And a good answer to end on. So Dustin, what do we got for next week?
Next week's episode, we're gonna have he doesn't like his last name mentioned, but we're gonna have Aaron64 on here. Um, he's gonna be on our show. It'd be his first time as well. I'm looking forward to that. Other than that, we are pretty. Remember, folks, if you ever want to be on the show, I just want to say, just private message me. I'm booked till the last week of February of next month is when I've got open spots. So we got about I want to say about 3 or 4 more awesome guests, and of course I always keep a schedule. So if you ever want to be on, all you gotta do is just private message me. I'm Dustin Garman on Facebook, and probably see some of my crazy promos here in a little bit. But I'm always willing to, like I said, anybody's more than welcome. I don't care if you've been playing for years, or you could be a brand new player that started last year or last week. We can get to know anybody. That's what this show's about.
All right, folks, thank you so much for watching. Please tune into the other Super Show programs tonight. Dojo should be starting in less than an hour. Until then, can I get a bye, man?
Thank you, Dizzy. I'll see
Thank
y'all
you.
later.
Bye, man.